So what we see as ZeroLight is really two key areas in consumer engagement. On the left-hand side, you've got discovery, people finding out about your vehicle. And on the right-hand side, that's engagement, which is actually people moving to convert. And really what we're beginning to see with the likes of Mitsubishi Motors USA is that people have actually begun to connect this together and begin to see the results of a connected digital journey. If we fast forward to 2025, what we're going to see more of in 2025 is more strands connecting those two elements together and fundamentally strengthening the process. So what we're going to do in the quick talk today is we're going to look first of all at discovery, what current state of the art is, and what's going to be coming in 2025, and then we'll head on to engagement on the right-hand side. So in terms of current state of discovery, what's absolutely key is automotive OEMs should not be relying on people finding their vehicle. They have to take that vehicle out into the wild and get people engaged. So really a configurator shouldn't be left on the OEM site. It should actually go out into the social media platform. So we did this originally with Mitsubishi for the launch of the Mitsubishi Outlander on Amazon.com. And in actual fact, it exceeded all expectations. And the whole idea was to get the car sticky, allow people to configure the car within Amazon, and then when they were ready to make a move, transfer that across into the Mitsubishi Motors North America site. So what's going to be happening in 2025? Well, there's some really interesting things happening, one of which is this. So here you begin to see configurators change to match the platform. So this was done in collaboration with the creative people at InOcean and TikTok. And what you did is ZeroLight provided the assets and they gave them to creators. And those creators, rather than having the little swatch for every option, actually created a video using those assets. So this is really quite revolutionary. I think the results from this have been amazing, but it's up to InOcean to actually reveal that to people. But it's really an indication of why a configurator should match your audience. Secondly, personalized video ads. So I think what you're going to see more and more of is people seeing the car that they're looking to buy being offered to them specifically by taking the data from the CRM and constructing a video for that. So the person on top there, she's a TikToker, favorite colors are blue, so it's obvious that she should see the new Mitsubishi Outlander 2025 in a rural setting, but we've also included a roof rack on there for her cycle. Similarly, underneath, this person is an Instagram person, a city dweller, so she sees her gray Outlander in driving around the city. 3/4 of people expect this. 3/4 of people are disappointed when this isn't given to them. So I think it's a key thing that's coming. This is what we're showing at our booth just around the corner. This is generative AI media creation. So what this allows is we're using generative AI to construct a background, an environment for the car to sit in. So we spent a lot of time personalizing the car, so the car that you see is the car that you're going to get. For 2025, we're going to move on and personalize the environment. So I'm from the UK. I would see my Mitsubishi Outlander somewhere in the UK. Other people might see it in Japan, in the US. So this is actually live now over at the booth, and I'll do a little bit more on this and explain exactly what's happening. So that's the end of discovery. We're now moving across to the other side, and we're going to be talking about engagement. So once again, we're going to be talking first of all about what's state of the art, what you should already have. And I think first of all is we're a great believer in static image configuration. So everybody who comes to your site should start off with static image configuration, But then we're going to borrow from the games industry, and we're going to track data of how those people are behaving. When those people are behaving in a way that makes me think they are going to convert, we will then upgrade them to interactive 3D. So fundamentally, interactive 3D is more expensive than static images. Therefore, it should be reserved for those people that are likely to convert. Now, what Mitsubishi's seen, and Kim was going to be saying this, is they have a 3-fold increase in call to action clicks and a 3-fold increase in time on site and number of configurations. So you can see that's where the return comes from investing in 3D. If they're still behaving in a manner that makes you think they're going to convert, what we then do is take the car out for a test drive. This is live on Mitsubishi Motors North America site. And what you see here is even though the car is moving, people will continue to configure it. But then at the end of it, they get a 5-fold increase in the number of email addresses for a personalized website. So what do they get then if they do depart with their email? So fundamentally, we believe that if you get somebody engaged, they will willingly give you their details if they're engaged first. So what this is a personalized website known as a personalized brochure, but every single image and every single video is your car in your configuration that you left behind that you can share. Now, nearly 20% of people will click a call to action from this site, and over half of them will continue their buying journey. So nearly 10% of people will return and continue the buying journey. AR, it's now also possible to see that exact same car on your drive without a download. So we don't believe that you need an app download. What you need to do is have browser AI. So the car that you configured in the configurator can immediately be seen on your drive. And you have to continue it through to retail. We're great believers in the retail process. We think this key person-to-person interaction is still key. However, you need to have that digital presence in retail. You don't want to be leaving the consumer high and dry. As an alternative to that, this is Concierge. So this is live with Volkswagen in Germany. It's how they sell their ID range of cars. And what it is, it's a joint configuration session between somebody at HQ and a consumer at home, and they just answer questions. Those questions that enable people to get over the line. And if they have a session, they are twice as likely to convert. So it's a 2-fold increase if somebody can sit down and actually understand the vehicle. Right, so that was 2024. We're getting near the end now. What's going to be happening in 2025? Well, I think the first thing is personalized retargeting of ads so that you see the exact car that you left behind in the configurator, complete with all accessories fitted. Obviously, people are saying now, yes, we do this already. Well, not with all accessories fitted, which I think is key. It needs to be not a look-alike, not next to your car, not the same color as your car, but with different alloy rims. It needs to be exactly your vehicle. So this is the demo that we're going to talk about. So this is generative AI. I presume it's obviously a very hot topic at the moment. So what happens is in our demo that's just around the corner there, we use generative AI to create an environment. So here's the prompt that comes up that tells you exactly the environment that we want to create. And then we have the environment created there. Now, the problem is the car doesn't look like it sits in the environment. So what we then do is extract the car and create a dome and actually get a manufacturer-approved compliant car with a generative AI image. And if you think about the hundreds of thousands of dollars that are spent every single year on photo shoots, this sort of thing, this is certainly going to be something that's big news in 2025. And generative AI will only get better. You know, If you look at generative AI 12 months ago compared to what it is now, that's the way that you're going to go. And once you've actually done that, obviously you should use those generative AI images throughout the buying journey. So hyper-personalize your brochures, everything like this. Have things like AR and WebGL in those brochures. And again, it's your car in your configuration in an environment that is relevant to you. And then Cloud XR. Forget having PCs in dealerships. Forget having wires into headsets. Cloud XR is a $300 headset powered by 5G. And the person can quite simply see their car in their configuration. So if they're sitting opposite the salesperson, they can literally put up the headset, no wires, put it around, look around the interior of the car, and put it back down. And if you don't believe it happens, obviously the Aston Martin Valhalla, which is a very expensive car, was sold entirely by Cloud XR. So everybody says, well, this is all great. How on earth am I going to get the money to be able to do all of this from my budget? And one of the great things that car manufacturers do is they spend money recreating digital twins. So this data comes from Volkswagen, where they said that of their digital budget, 70% of it is spent manually producing digital twins. So what we've got in 2025 is a product called Model Converter that takes the car manufacturer's existing digital twins and converts them into game engines. And what this does is allow the car manufacturer to reverse that statistic. So rather than spending 70% on delivering models, they can spend 70% actually delivering the experience to the consumers. So fundamentally, what you've seen in 2025 is the strengthening between discovery and engagement. And at the end of the day, it is all about conversion. We are here to sell cars. We are not here to create necessarily fun experiences. It is all about the KPIs of the conversion. And that is something that's really quite key. Finally, Kim was going to talk to this part, but this is just something that will be live in 2025. Many thanks to our partners, The Scope. And this is the next iteration of cinematic driving. So this is a Mitsubishi Outlander driving around a city, complete with traffic and pedestrians. And once again, you can continue configuring your vehicle as it drives around the city. So that's me. Many thanks for listening. I hope I've given you some food for thought. Please come and look at the actual demo, because we'll show it live and prove that it does actually exist. And if you'd like to connect on LinkedIn, please do so. It'd be great to see everybody. Many thanks, everyone.